Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into the really fascinating ideas from Manvia Vichut Chamatkar, all about a powerful, invisible medicine that, believe it or not, the source says is already a part of your biology. Let's get into it.
So let's kick things off with a pretty provocative question from the source material. It suggests that you, right now, already have the ultimate tool for healing, something way more powerful and easier to get than anything you could ever buy.
Which, of course, brings up a huge question, right? If we all have this incredible power built in, why are there still so many diseases? Why do they hang around, even with all the expensive treatments and medicines we have today?
Well, the text makes this really bold claim. It says modern medicines often don't work as well as they should because they're missing one crucial ingredient. And no, it's not some chemical or rare plant, it's something else entirely. Without it, the text claims, even the most powerful drugs just can't do their job properly.
And this missing ingredient, this inner power, is what the source calls human electricity. You can think of it as an inner energy, an invisible force that can have some seriously powerful, real-world effects on our health.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The whole concept is built on a core principle, the duality of energy. I mean, think about it. If we accept that negative forces or bad electricity can cause harm, doesn't it just make sense that positive energy or good electricity must have the power to heal? And the source material actually codifies this in what it calls a Diamond Sutra. This first one is laid out like a fundamental law of nature. It's a simple idea for sure, but it's a powerful one that the entire philosophy of healing rests on.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But how do you actually use it? How do we take this from a cool concept to something you can practically apply? Well, the source gets very specific about where this human electricity is strongest and how you can tap into it.
Yeah, this isn't some vague energy just floating around in the air. The text is very clear that it's concentrated at a central point in your body, which makes it totally accessible for you to use.
And get this, the two key locations are your palms and your fingertips. That's right, your hands are identified as the main channels for this healing power. They're basically described as the hot spots for this internal energy.
This second sutra from the text really hammers this point home. It doesn't just suggest your hands are a good place to start, it states that this healing power is found there in abundance. Your hands are basically natural healing tools.
So the application is presented as being incredibly direct and simple. You just figure out what part of the body needs healing, and then you place these energy centers, your palms and fingertips, right onto that spot.
But hold on. It's not just about the physical act of touching. According to the source, there's a catalyst, a kind of secret ingredient that activates and amplifies the effect. It's what turns a simple touch into a really powerful healing action. The text explains that even a simple, unintentional touch involves a transfer of this energy. You know, when you give someone a quick shoulder rub and they instantly feel a bit of relief, the source says that's your physical electricity flowing into them. But you can take that way, way further. And here it is. This is the absolute game changer, a key insight from the text. This third sutra brings in the amplifier, willpower. It shows that this is an active force that you direct with your mind. Your focused intention is what turns the key. It's not just what you do, it's the will you put behind it.
This chart really helps you see the difference. A simple touch has some effect, sure, maybe a 25 out of 100. But when you add focused willpower, boom, it doesn't just help a little, it multiplies the effect dramatically. Your intention is the force multiplier here.
So, we've talked about human electricity, the power in our hands, and the critical role of willpower. What's the ultimate takeaway? How do we put all these pieces together? Well, it's really a four-step journey. First, you have to recognize that this medicine is already in you. Second, you understand that your hands are the focal points of its power. Third, you learn to use your willpower as the amplifier. And finally, you put it all together to awaken your self-electricity.
And so we'll leave you with this final thought from the source material. It's not just giving you information, it's a call to action. It's asking you to think about the incredible potential that, according to this philosophy, is waiting, quite literally, in your own hands.